I don't know if you've had or like if your job does performance reviews or whatever, but I just kind of want to talk about
Oh, yes, we do.
how job performance reviews have looked like throughout your career in relation to the type of boss you had. Okay, so
Mm-hmm. Um, do you want me to
yeah,
go
if you
ahead and
want, so
expound
yeah,
on
let's
that?
talk like performance review. Let's talk about like just do you get performance reviews right at your work? Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
what do those look like when you get a
Mm-hmm.
performance review?
So it's usually they're very like on the up and up about like the whole like HR thing. Like whenever there is like whenever you have a meeting with another manager and it is a manager who is of the opposite gender than you identify as or present as, there is always either an HR representative or another
Okay.
manager present. And that is also the case for
Wow.
performance reviews. So like if I were to be spoken to about like there's an issue like I'm in trouble or something would be the same scenario. So it's me and my immediate manager, and either another manager or an HR person. Actually at my yearly review last year it was all three: somebody from HR, my manager, and then our department head. So there were two managers and an HR. But if they basically just run down like first of all they give
Yeah.
you a questionnaire, and it's questions like what are some goals that you would like to achieve going forward? What are your like goals within the company? Um, it's just
Yeah.
standard stuff. Like just how do you feel like the last year
Is it a
went? And
self-evaluation?
uh
Okay.
basically, yeah. And then you go through, and then like they kind of go through everything. And I guess if they either disagree with like something that you said, like, oh yeah, I feel like I had a great year, and I'm like, well, we've had some
Mhm.
issues with your performance, or what's going on with your attendance or things like that. But I don't have those issues, so everything was just like, yeah, everything you said, everything was great, and we agree. So
Yeah.
thanks. So it's very easy, but they've um obviously have not
Did you get
always
them
been
when you
that
did
way.
hair?
What about you?
Yeah. So
Oh
I
yeah.
had my first performance
Yeah.
review a couple weeks ago I haven't had it like my old work that I worked at was such a small company that we didn't have like your typical like HR processes. It would be like, oh, you're gonna do your like this evaluation, fill this questionnaire. I'm gonna do a review, and then she would never do a review. So I got my first review like a couple weeks ago for the first time in probably like 5 years. And we had the same thing. We
Okay.
did like a self-evaluation where you gave yourself like meets expectations, blah da da da. Like, do you understand your position? Do you feel like you're gonna succeed? And I gave myself, because I don't think I'm performing my best, like I gave myself like meets and below. So like afterward does a rate. So I was like
Mhm.
below expectations. My boss gave me like above expectations. And it was just weird going through it. It made me think like I was terrified to have my review because my old boss, even if I was carrying
Mhm.
the company on my back and everybody loved me, her stance on like reviews was like it had to be negative. And I think that just goes like when you have a
Mhm.
bad boss, you're always going to not look forward to reviews. And I even told my boss, I was like, you are much kinder to me than I think I deserve. And she was like, no, you earned it. You earned that rating. And I was like, well, I don't
Mhm.
agree with you, but I'll
Yeah.
take it, kind of deal.
I think that it is, and I think it happens a lot with our generation, because like we came from the mindset of
Hmm.
you go to work, just
Yeah.
end of sentence, you just go to work, and you're supposed to give 110%. There's none of this
Yeah.
quiet quitting. There was none of this, well, you're paying me an average amount, so I'm going to be an average employee. You want to pay me more than average, then I'll be above average. I can only speak for myself, but I would assume that you probably also have worked in some
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
toxic environments where it was more of like negative reinforcement, like you were afraid to do a bad job because of the consequences
Yeah.
that you would incur. So I think that we are kind of in that mindset of being harder
Yeah.
on ourselves, because we've always been told
Yep.
where we're lacking, and not been like, oh, well, no, you're actually doing
Or
really, really
yeah,
well.
what
So
can I do to help you and make this more
mhm.
in like
Yeah.
a not enjoyable, but like how can I make your job easier? How can I help you succeed? I think that's the whole thing that's kind of missed in the leadership of old is they're not there for the employee, and it's still the same way. Let's not kid ourselves. They're not there for the employee, and it's managerial. It's different. Like I worked for a company that the upper management was very toxic, where it was like they wanted us to browbeat and come down hard on our employees when I was in management because they weren't performing and they would give us teams that were not performing and then yell at us after like a week because
Mhm.
they didn't start performing miraculously. Like we were busy trying to train and stuff, and it like that shit rolled downhill. So I can say there's been times where I've been a shitty boss too. But I know there's times where I've been a great boss. Like I tried always,
Mhm.
and I now I'm in the point where like I will never want to be somebody's boss again. Like I'm okay swimming
Mhm.
in the peon pool, you know? Don't pee I will maybe probably pee on the pool if I'm drunk enough, but we're not talking about that right now. You know, it happens to all
It
of
happens.
us.
Yeah, I would definitely go back into it. That is kind of one of my goals now. Like when I have my review coming up in July, I will tell them. Now that I know that we have a new facility going to be opening in northern Arizona, that is going to be one of the things. Like I want Flagstaff. I want the Flagstaff trim room. So whatever I got to
Yeah.
do to get that, because I enjoyed being in a manager's position, but I did not enjoy the
Yeah.
position that I was in because people that I worked for put me in difficult positions. Like they would hire somebody when we're short staffed. And you're on my ass about how many hours
Mhm.
everybody's working. Well, you want us to be open for these hours and you want us to be staffed during those hours, and we
Yeah.
don't have the staff. So everybody's working extra. So I'm sorry about the overtime,
Yeah.
but you did this. And then their solution to that is hire somebody that can only work for like
Mhm.
this much time, and then that doesn't solve our problem. But then you want to make it my problem, and then you want me to go to this person who has this minuscule availability and try to pull more availability out of them when you're the one that
Yeah,
told them
when
it
you
was
knew this
okay.
was their parameter.
So now I get
Yeah.
to be the bad guy. Yeah, I get to be the bitch that tells them your availability is bullshit, your new
Yeah.
schedule is this. So it was just, but I don't feel like that would be the case. I mean, that's just like a very specific scenario, but I feel like the environment that I'm in now, um I feel like I would thrive as
Mhm.
a manager just because of what I've seen there. But I feel like, going back to the toxic work environment thing, it's I spent a lot of time. Like I will tell you, I've had some reviews where I'm just like, I deserve that.
Yeah.
I didn't try. I don't get here on time. I don't push the credit card. I don't push the product. I don't do that. But I spend so much time like beating myself up over it. Like, well, yeah, I deserve that review because I'm a shitty employee. But where are the good
Yeah.
managers like encouraging me to be a
Yeah.
good employee? Like where was the person that was on my side instead of like you were saying, just like browbeating me, like basically trying to like beat me into submission so that I'll, hard press these, customers or whoever and basically
Yeah.
fall in line. So it's just like I it's just I guess I need
Probably I think
therapy
that's
for
the whole thing is I
it.
think because like you said, we were taught you go to work and you stay in that
Mhm.
job, especially if it's a good paying job, you stay in that shitty job because it's a job and
Mhm.
we're supposed to go to these positions and we're supposed to stay there forever. Bloody die die. You're supposed to work towards retirement. But I don't think that's the case anymore. I think the best thing that came out of
Mhm.
COVID was people realizing you have to have a work life balance. You don't have to stay somewhere just because
Mhm.
you're there, like just because it's there. Like I was at worked at First American for 8 years. I was at the other place that I worked at for, almost 10 years. Now I've been this place for like almost a year.
Mhm.
And I think that if it doesn't, I'm gonna stay here because the insurance is fucking amazeballs. But if it's not working and you're not happy, fuck it. Like, it's just a job,
Mhm.
it's not your life, you know? And I think there's so few of us
Yeah.
that get to follow our dreams that if it's not your
Mhm.
dream, who gives a shit? You know?
Yeah.
You know how to live
Don't
your
do it.
life and you
Yeah.
know what responsibilities you have to have in order to meet and, like, don't quit something without like, I think
Yeah.
that's the best advice anybody could ever give is, like, don't quit something without something lined up. At least be that responsible.
Yeah. Well, but we're living in the world of side hustles now, so it'd be like, you know what? Fuck this place, take this job and shove it. I'm going to go Grubhub until to keep me afloat until I find a better job. There is something to be said about having a lot of experience and seniority in a particular
Yeah.
industry, like especially in the hair industry, because I mean, I even today I could walk into a salon with my experience and my license and say, this is my availability. When do
Yeah.
you want me to start? And the last hair job that I had when I was managing the barbershop, I said that to my boss, to the owner of the shop, because I was just like, listen, I don't need this shop.
Yeah.
You need me, because I've got 20 years experience. I can walk out that door and have a new job by the
Yeah.
end of today. You will not have a new manager by the end of today. And there is something very satisfying about being able to look somebody in the eye and say that to them and know
Yeah.
that it's true. And I wasn't trying to threaten anybody. I'm like, oh, if you don't give me what I want, I'm gonna quit. But at the same time, I'm trying to help you
Better.
make your business
Yeah.
successful. You don't have a clue in the world what you're
Or,
doing, and you hired me because
exactly.
I do. So
Yeah.
you won't listen to me.
That's where
Yeah. So that was
I mean,
a
I'm
that was a good
sure.
moment for me. Like,
Well,
listen here.
like Rye, they're talking at work. There's been rumblings that they're gonna train her to be a manager. And I'm like, do you want to? Because I was like, you have to
Ooh,
understand, like, you go from being like your coworker and you're their friend to their boss. And that's all fun and
boss man
games
gang. Yep.
until you have to be their boss, you
Until you
know?
have to write somebody
And
up.
she's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "The only thing
Yep.
I can say is like I started managing at Sonic when I was 19, 20. And I think because I had that management experience on my resume from that young of an age and I have that experience, that's why I've been able to get to the wage that I'm at now is because I got that. And I was like, that would be the only
Mhm.
reason I would do it. I was like, but you can and you have the right to say no. Like, you don't have to do it just because they want you to.
Yeah.
Like, if it's something that is gonna I would tell them, "Yeah, I'll train," with the caveat that if this is not a fit for me, I get to go back down to my other position with no repercussions. Because I was
Yeah.
talking, because
Yeah. But like, if it may going through the management training
yeah.
would probably be great experience for them, in the event that they decide that they want to take
Yeah,
that
that's
experience
what I
and go
said.
elsewhere.
You never know until you try it, and just because you try it doesn't mean you have to stay in that life, you know? Like, I mean, my
That's true.
old work that I had my toxic boss, like, I was talking to my coworker that's still there because we were both in management and getting treated like shit and getting treated like we weren't management. And then I left and he got taken out of management without even having had a discussion. And he's like, "I don't care because they don't fuck with
Mm.
me. I can just do my job and I'm not stressed out anymore." And I was like, "Cool." But I know that if I had done the same thing at this job, there would have been repercussions. If I just said, "I don't want to be in this toxic management circle anymore. I just want to be able to come in, act my wage, and do my job without doing
Mhm.
everybody else's job too," there would have been repercussions. And I think that just goes to show, like, the environment you in. I think the work that I'm doing now, my boss is so, like, she micromanages me from, like a mom kinda thing where she's like, "Did you do this? Did you do this? Do you have your coat? Do you have your umbrella? It's
Mhm.
raining out." That kinda thing, like, she doesn't mean to. Whereas, like, she's also like, "If you one of us fails, all of us fail," is her kind of stance. And it's so weird to have,
Mhm.
like, a good boss. Like, I have this horrible file that I'm working on that, like, I logged in at 7:15 this morning. I logged out at 3:45 to take Micah to speech. Got to speech, logged back in at 4:30, worked till 5, and I got home and I had a message on my phone from her. She was like, "We're not rushing this just because they want to do everything the last hour. Enjoy your evening. Don't log back in." Yeah.
Oh,
Which
wow.
I had to fight myself because I have a bunch of shit to do on it still, but I'm not going to. I'm just like, no, because
Mhm.
I was like, I needed 45 minutes from the time that I got home. So like I just needed to sit and like not do anything. And I was like, I'm just not like, because
Mhm.
I was like, I'll just work off the clock. Because I was like, I don't want to head over time. She was like, we're not a nonprofit. You don't fucking work for free. And I was like, okay,
Mhm.
respect. Yeah.
Oh, I
So
love that for you. I had kind of a cool experience like that, like, like, because you remember, like, you call in, like, at a restaurant or whatever, and they're like, "Well, who's
yes.
gonna cover your shift?" I'm
I
like,
don't
"I don't
fucking
fucking
care.
know. I'm not the manager. Why
Uh-huh.
don't you figure it out? I'm sick. That's what I'm doing today. I'm not calling around to everybody who's not gonna answer the phone, and if they
Yeah.
did, they're not gonna work for me anyway. Because guess what? Everybody's
Yeah.
already fucking working." But so we're going on this trip in 2 weeks from tomorrow, actually, to Sedona. And I've told you previously about this cultural ambassador position that I've been given. And we have meetings because each facility has an ambassador. And we all convene once a month on the second Thursday of the month to discuss the incentive for the upcoming month. Well, our meeting this month, or for March, is on the day that we're leaving to go to Sedona. So by the time the meeting happens, we will already
Yeah.
be long gone. But the thing is that I had volunteered to do the team building activity, to like come up with it and like and do everything. And when I told my culture captains that I wasn't going to be there, and that, oops, I'm not going to be able to do the team building either, their response was, well, we understand, the whole, standard, please let us know as soon as possible, blah, blah, blah. But they're like, if you could please reach out to the rest of the culture ambassadors and see if somebody would volunteer to do the team building. And I'm
Yeah.
like, fuck,
No.
nobody's going to do this. I'm just like, I mean, nobody's going to do it. Nobody's going to volunteer. You're just going to have to figure it out, because at this
Yeah.
point I'm sick. But I got it. I sent out the email. I CC'd my captains and everything so that they knew that I sent it out. And they would also know that, okay,
Yeah.
well, she tried and nobody else stepped up. Somebody
Nice. That's
stepped up.
good.
And yeah, they said, I'll take care of it. All I want you to do is go have all the fun with your family and your kids. And I was just like,
This is
oh,
what it's
this is what
supposed
it's
to be
like
like.
to work in a
Yeah.
non-toxic. Yeah, this is what work is supposed to be like. This is why I don't look for reasons every day to
Yeah.
not go to
Other
work.
than you don't,
This is
other than
why
you
I'm
were
not.
born hot instead of rich.
Yeah, sometimes
Yeah.
you just need a day. Sometimes you
Yeah.
just need a day. But yeah, but those days are just few and
Yeah.
far between
I
for
don't
me
ever
now.
want to call into this place. Like I mean, I work from home. So it's kind of, but like you don't want to come down and like work and be in an office all day. But the same thing, like I don't want to,
Yeah.
I called in week before last week, because I had strep throat. That was like my first time calling in since I started. So, but it's one of those that it's
Mhm.
like my job. It's so weird to not be stressed out. Like I haven't not been stressed out at work
Yeah.
since like 2008, and that's pretty sad and that's what's told us, like, that's it's normal. You're supposed to be stressed out and harried and blotted out because that just
Mhm.
means you're working hard. You're stressed out because you're working hard. And you're doing a good
Yeah.
job because you're working hard. But no, it shouldn't be that
Mhm.
work
It's not the
isn't,
way it's
shouldn't
supposed
be,
to
I
be.
should not be living to work. I should be working to live. Right? Is that how it is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And yeah, you should be working to live, but you should not. But the cost of living
Yeah.
also needs to come down.
Yeah. We talked
Yeah.
about that too because it was like minimum wage, federal minimum wages. We've talked about this, how it doesn't meet what it's supposed to
Mhm.
be. And
It doesn't meet
no,
the
it's
living
so dumb and
standards.
how expensive
No.
everything is now. So, but yeah.
Yeah, and why are eggs
Are
expensive
they?
again?
I'm going to look. Where's my Walmart app?
Yeah. A couple of weeks ago, the 18 pack of the Great Value eggs, the regular large eggs in the blue 18 pack, they were $3 here in Arizona, and now they're like
Oh,
4.28.
they're
And I'm just like, you're going in the
4.12.
wrong
Why are they
direction.
expensive again?
I don't know. Did another
Maybe
chicken
because
coop
they
burn
were
down?
down. They were down to like $1.50 or so, which is what they used to be.
Yeah, they were down. Gas is going back up too. Fucking election, man.
Is that what happened?
Because of all the chicken
Oh,
wings.
god
That's
damn.
God, it's what it is. Fucking
Taylor.
Taylor.
Damn it, Taylor.
Taylor, can I have $100,000 to feed my family
So Witten
eggs?
decided he was going to start his own little poo picking up business. So he had 2 jobs this week where he went to people's houses and picked up poop. And this lady
Really?
was so nice. Like he went there today and it was like 80 yesterday and then it was like 40 today. So I messaged her this morning saying we had like 40-mile-per-hour winds. We're like, I am okay with him coming tomorrow. And she's like, yeah, that's fine. And like literally, I was like, are you gonna go do that today? He's like, yeah, it's not cold. Mom, what are you talking about? So I was like, just kidding, like he's coming. And she messaged me, she's like, came home and he was working away. I went out and I told him he wasn't gonna be able to get everything, especially for the windstorm. So I told him because this was like at 6:20, it was getting dark. She was like, I told him to go home because I didn't want him walking when it was dark. And I was like, well, we can have him like go and finish.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, like I said, I appreciate he's willing to work to earn money. He's not going to be able to get all the leaves. It would be impossible. And I didn't ever expect him to do that. He was so honest when I gave him more than what he asked for. Because she gave him $45 and he was like, ma'am, it's only 30. Like, are you sure you do want me to go get change for my mom and bring it to you? And she was like, so
Mm-hmm.
um yeah,
What
she
a
was like,
sweet
he told me I
boy.
gave him too much money, just so I was honest. If he wants to come back, so I said, well, have him come back and finish since he didn't finish and whatever. She was like, but it's fine. I don't like expect him to get all of it. It's like way too much. And I'm like, that's so nice, but lady, he's gonna if you want to keep using him and paying him because he got champagne taste.
Yeah. We're trying to teach him to be
Yeah.
industrious and honest and to,
Hmm.
keep his word, say, okay, well,
And
I'm
do
gonna
your
come back
best
later
efforts.
and
Yeah.
finish the
So
job.
I mean, she
Yeah.
said he can.
Well, that's
And he
good.
said
Good
he's
for
gonna go back because he
him.
went to another couple, this lady and her wife. He did their yard on Monday. And he's like, yeah, I'm just gonna go knock like in a couple weeks and see if they need me to do it again. And just give me like $10. I'm like, cool,
Good
because
for
you can buy your own
him.
fucking Jordans from now on. I mean, you don't grow that shit, you goddamn.
He needs to get him on Vistaprint, make him some
That's what I did. All
business
I did was post
cards.
on our neighborhood
Good for
HOA
him.
Facebook, and he got like 2. And like I was
Oh,
like,
there
I
you
will
go.
pay you $10 a week to keep Chewy's poop picked up because I'm talking like they
Mhm.
have not picked up this dog's shit in so long that it was like it's visible like all it looks like lava rock. There's so much shit there.
Little
Yeah.
landmines in
Like
the
he's running
backyard.
out and you can tell he goes to the bottom of our deck and he just poops and pees in like the same spot because the grass is fucking dead there. Like he does not venture out into the yard.
Mhm.
Like he'll go, he does his business, and then if you're not paying attention and you're not at the sliding glass door to let him in right away, he will bark at you. This like I don't want to be out here. Like I don't like outside. Don't sign me up for cardio. Like I don't want to be out here. I'm gonna go lay on the couch. Let me in. I shit and
Mhm.
gag it. So
So Witten's gonna start
yep.
picking up his
So and
mess.
making his own money. So I'm excited for him. My little
Good.
entrepreneur. My entre my little
That's good. Good for
entrepreneur.
him.
So yeah.
Entrepreneur.
Because he was like, yeah, we can call it shithead shit removal. And I was like, let's not. And I was like, well, what about like Wit's waste removal? He was like, that's dumb. I was like, fuck you. Fuck you. I know.
That's good.
So,
Bobby Hill in King of the Hill, he had a waste
oh, did
removal
he? I don't
business.
remember that. Okay.
He did. Well, he signed up for it was career week and he was supposed to sign up to work at Strickland Propane with Hank, but he didn't want to do that. And so and Johnny Knoxville was the guest voice that week, and he had a business called Earth Cleaners where he basically rides around on a 4x4 with this like vacuum trailer and just picking up shit in people's yards. And so Bobby thinks that that is the coolest job in the world.
I
And
love that that's your
yeah,
reference.
it's
So the
great.
King of the Hill episode. God
Fucking love
damn it,
King of the
Bobby.
Hill.
It
It's
is. It
relevant
really
to
is.
everything.
God damn it, Bobby. Damn it, Bobby.
Damn it, Bobby.
That boy.
That boy ain't right.
Oh, I love it so much.
The
Did
ones that matter.
your
So
parents let you watch Beavis and Butthead? Mine didn't either.
no. No, I did not watch Beavis and Butthead until I moved to San Angelo with my dad, and he
Okay.
had cable, and then
Kat
he
went
had
through this
MTV.
phase
So
where
yeah, Beavis and
she
Butthead was
didn't
watched.
allow us to.
I wasn't allowed to watch The
Oh, really?
Simpsons.
My dad thought it was stupid.
Mm-mm. My mom thought it would make me it would give me a bad attitude because of the way that Bart spoke to Homer. And I'm like, first of all, never did I ever think that I would ever get away with talking to my parents like that. I also never did I ever think that I could drop an anvil on my head and survive, because I am an intelligent human being, and I understand that cartoons are
You're
not
like,
fucking real.
but
So, but my mom didn't think I was that
I
smart.
see what your mom says though, because I look now at how all of the shows like Witten watches where the kids talk to the parents, like, and every parent is an idiot, and I'm like, that is why he's
Yeah.
a little dickhead. But it's
What are
definitely
you,
not that he's my
stupid?
child.
I just always wanted to go up to someone and say, "My name's Bart Simpson.
Yeah,
Who the hell are you?"
it's true. Hi, my name is Amy, and I
Yep.
give head.
Forgot
I will
about that.
never, ever.
My
Hi.
standard
But
greeting.
do you remember the guy that was like, my name's Steven and I probably give better head than you do? And Denny's.
Yes, he was
Oh,
probably right at
man.
that point.
We had some fucking like 19-year-old hubris at that point in our lives.
But we were
Oh,
so ballsy. We would go up to anybody and
oh,
just
we
say
were Bart
anything.
Simpson. Your mother was right.
We
Oh
were.
my God.
She was.
Well, I don't know how we feel about that.
Well, she missed her chance to choke me out, so
That you
tough
know of.
shit.
That you know of.
Why, you little?
Yep. So speaking of our parents getting older, I was reading a BuzzFeed article that there's like not studies, but like polls being taken. So not that my dad's like a pleasant peach when he was young, but it's showing that our parents, like the boomer generation, they're kind of getting like meaner as they get older. And I can see that just because we have a whole segment on here called "What Are the Derby Karens Bitching About?" So I thought it was like interesting, like our parents. I wonder if that's going to be us. Do you think we're going to? Not that I'm like a nice girl as it is. Like I'm already bitchy, but am I going to be worse when I'm older?
Oh,
Nobody's going to
100%.
want to be. Well, nobody wants to be my friend except for you and like two other people now, anyway.
Well, I mean, but the thing is, your circle gets smaller as you get older, because the people who are really your ride or die,
Yeah,
they never leave. You're
you guys
stuck with us
accept us
forever.
for this way.
But it's just your give a fuck meter, like your give a fuck battery gets, less and less charged, and at some point you're just like, I lost my charger. I don't even give a fuck. I'm gonna pay for these groceries with pennies, and then I'm gonna write you a check for the rest of it.
I
And no,
hate the
I'm
old
not
lady
gonna let
writing a
you fill it
fucking
out with your
check
little
in the
machine.
goddamn grocery
And by
store.
the way, I
Oh
have
no!
coupons. Yeah, you don't
No!
give a fuck.
I hate it here. I'm going to self checkout. Then I'm going to bitch because I have to do a cashier's job. And then I'm going to write a check in the self checkout.
Yep.
I've seen that.
There you go. And I'm not gonna let the machine fill it out for me.
God. But I
No,
do
'cause
seem
that's
like,
voodoo.
I don't know, maybe our generation won't be, but it's like they're nasty mean. They're not like grumpy old men. They're like hateful goblins.
Well, look at the way they
Yeah,
parented.
that's true. And look at the way they were parented.
So
So
yeah. So it's like, all of that pent up bitterness
Yeah.
and
It's
resentment. I
because they
mean, it's
didn't go to
coming out,
therapy.
It's like they're they're emotionally incontinent. They can no longer keep it in
Yeah.
voluntarily. So it's just coming out like
It's coming
rage
out of
diarrhea
their mouth and in their depends.
out of their
Yeah.
mouth and their asses. There's no
No.
depends
Maybe
for the
that's like
face. It's like Hannibal Lecter's
like that. Hello,
little
Clarice.
hello Clarice.
But yeah, so this was like it was like a whole
Yeah.
thing on Reddit. Just Reddit, BuzzFeed actually went to Reddit and it was like, parents, if your parents are like in their mid to late 70s, which is my father. He's in his mid to late 70s and he's, and it's
Mine too.
showing like they're blowing up like 40 some odd year friendships. And it kind of, I'm seeing it. It's like you do notice when people get older, they have less and less and less friends. And I'm like, man,
Mhm.
that's gotta suck. Like, but then again, we don't have any friends either. So what do we know? We have each other. Yeah,
Well, I mean, we're friends.
we got each other. Yeah,
I have
we do
you.
this. We get to talk for 2 hours a week.
I think that yeah, I've noticed like I've talked to my sisters like about like my dad and stuff, and they were just like, oh well, he's me. Like our stepmom's name is Glenda. He's like, oh, he's kind of a dick to Glenda. I'm just like, well,
Yeah,
Glenda's kind of a
she
bitch.
asked for it.
It's just I mean, he's nice to me. So I mean, but I'm the youngest, and I haven't
Yet,
pissed him off. So you know,
yet.
but yet but yeah, I think that that's a natural thing. It's not, well, I mean, I don't know, is it just senility, is it just you're old and
I think it's a
crotchety,
bit of
there
both.
could be a million different reasons and probably
Or maybe
several for
you
each
think that
person.
you've earned the right to no longer have like a social filter. Like I feel like I have a friend whose mom is
Yeah.
kind of like I like her because she's like a straightforward, funny lady, but she's like real quick to call somebody a dumb fuck if she doesn't like agree with like their methodology or their ideology.
I can't wait
Oh,
till I'm old
she's like,
enough.
I love it 'cause she's like, "You're an idiot." And, like, when her husband died, I was like, "Do you want me to go say something stupid online so you can call me an idiot?" And she was like, "If you want to, if that," and I was like, "If it will make you feel better to call me an idiot, you can call me an idiot." But she does it there's times that
I can
she,
act like one too.
she the Karen Facebook page, sometimes she's the Karen. Like, sometimes she's like, yeah, so,
Oh, okay. See, I feel like it would be like my mission to like just Karen the
yeah,
Karens.
I would do that, but
Like a double Karen
I
kind of
would, but I feel
situation.
like I did enough internet fighting when AOL first came out, I just don't have it in me anymore.
God, man, I remember getting into those AOL
Oh, I was
comment
a fucking
fights.
champ. Our mouths, we were fucking dominating that shit.
Yeah, I'm surprised I don't type like
Oh, I
170 words a
do.
minute just be
I
just like,
type
"Ooh,
so
yeah."
fast. I'm like
Send it.
that's how I type when I'm typing. You can hear it all the time. So,
I don't know. I may be getting nicer, and or I don't know because like I will, and I'm the person that will write a book
yeah,
for a comment. But I've gotten to the point where like I'll like kind of take the temperature of the comments for a second, and if somebody else is being shady or like calling out something that I
like
want to
fuck
call
yeah.
out, then I'll comment. But everybody else is like, yeah, but then like if everybody's being like super positive and supportive, which apparently is a trend on TikTok
We
and
hate
YouTube
that.
now, I'm like,
Yeah.
fucking stop. I need a rage outlet, and this is why I come to
Yeah.
YouTube so that I can use you for a rage outlet. So I can tell you how fucking stupid you are. But I have been kind of like censoring myself a little bit in the comments because one, do I
No.
really give a fuck that
No.
much? Do I really give a fuck that much? No, I don't. Second of all, I'm not here for the
Oh, yeah. I
replies
don't
that
wanna
may
have to
come.
rebut.
And
And then
it,
it's just like
yeah. And I also don't want to be the person, the one toxic bitch
yeah.
that like picked out, like, your eyelash
Yeah.
is wonky,
Yeah.
just, but I don't know if that means that I
You're
just don't give a
not as
fuck or if I
confrontational.
am
That's what it
caring
is. You're like
more,
you lack that
maybe.
balance or that tolerance for that confrontation. Whereas before you're like, if you're gonna come at me, fuck you, here we go. You don't want none. Now you're like, that is so much energy and time that I just don't have
I'm
it.
not here
Yeah.
for it. I don't have time.
Like
Yeah. And I guess I'm also like, I'm content to
oh,
enjoy
yeah.
your
Because
idiocy from
it's like
afar.
when you
I'm
watch
content to just
it's
watch you
reality.
be a
It's when you
dumbass.
watch reality TV. That's why I told my kids I watch reality TV because I want to know that I'm better than somebody. Like I'm smarter than somebody. All of
Yes.
they may have more money than me
100%.
because they act like a fucktard, but I'm
But look what you
still
had to
better
do to
than
get
them.
it.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
have my
There we go.
dignity. What's left of it.
It's hanging on by a thread. I joined like a Vanderpump Rules Facebook group because that's my new like obsession is Vanderpump Rules.
Mhm.
And somebody posted a picture in there today of Ariana, who, if you don't know, Tom Sandoval cheated on her with Raquel. Ugh. They'd been together for like 10 years, which is kind of bullshit. That's such a dude thing to do. But somebody had posted a picture and it was very like the angle where she had this black dress on and it was like bad lighting or bad bloating. But girl looked pregnant. And I went to the comments to be like, she kind of looks pregnant. But this girl was being attacked and called gross and like, how dare you body shame, fat shame. Like she had like 70 comments of people just like coming at her, telling her like women don't do this to women. Look at your and then they started bashing her, and I just wanted to be like, I think she looks pregnant, but I didn't. So I didn't want them coming at me either.
You're like,
Yeah,
well, I'm
you
not.
takes it
See,
in for
that's
the
why you
comments.
take the temperature of the comments. You're like, I'm gonna keep my opinion to myself. I'm not gonna change my opinion, but
Yeah.
I'm certainly not going to invite that kind
So
of energy into my life.
Linnell
I
and the
know I'm right.
Vanderpump Rules group, I feel kind of bad for you because you got your ass tore up today on Facebook.
Yeah, take the
Yeah. Or
temperature,
next time,
Linnell.
just dirty delete that shit, girl, because you probably feel real bad about yourself. You dirty delete. There's nothing wrong with the dirty delete, girl. If it saves your sanity, girl, do a dirty delete. We ain't gonna judge you. Yep.
Nope, no judgment
Speaking
here.
of judges, you want to segue like that segue? Didn't it?
Oh,
Yeah, you do.
yeah, I do.
Katy
I
Perry is
do.
leaving American Idol. Not that I watch American Idol and I give a
Is
shit
she?
about American Idol. Did you ever try out for
Mm-hmm.
American Idol? Did you ever think about it? No, why not?
Mm-mm. I thought about it. I just
Really,
never
you should
did.
have. Not in that day and age. They would have told you were too big to get through, but you so would have been like, you probably would have made it on TV.
What do you really think so? Because that girl Frenchie, hey, that girl Frenchie, she was on I think like
Oh yeah,
season 1 or
maybe.
2.
You wouldn't have
I met
won, but you
her.
might have gotten pretty
I
through. You
met
pretty
her.
could have probably gone through.
Thanks.
Yeah,
I
you weren't
appreciate
Reuben
that.
Stuttered. All right.
You
Nope.
wouldn't have won. Fuck
You're
you,
no
bitch.
Carrie Underwood. Yeah.
No, that's true. I'm
Unless
not a
Simon was
troll.
mean to you, then you totally
Um
would have won.
I would love to go on The Voice. I think that would be
Do
I
it.
think that would be fun. That's more
Do you
my
remember
speed is The
Nikki
Voice. I would
McGibbon
love to be
from
able.
the first season?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
met her too. Yeah,
She
I
worked
met
at a
her
bunch of
too.
bars in Arlington.
She did karaoke at Coyote
Yeah.
Ugly in Deep Ellum, and that's where I met her
I
at.
met her
Mhm.
because she worked at Hot Rods and Hogs in Arlington, and my old boss he was
Hot rods
shit
and
faced, and he goes,
hogs.
"Y'all want to go to Hot Rods and Hogs?" Nikki McGibbon from
Always.
American Idol works like there, and she smells like shit. Is what he said. Just like the kid's from West Virginia, so that's how he sounds. So we did. We went there, and she did sing, but she was wearing a dog collar and a leash. And she pulls the leash, and
Yeah,
she
she's
goes,
into
"I
that.
just want to go have sex." And looks right at Kevin, and I was like, "Bitch, I'll kill you.
No, you
I'll
don't.
fucking kill
Well, he
you."
doesn't. Do you want to hear about
Yes,
when I met
100%.
Frenchie? So I went to, I think it was a birthday for my
Okay.
friend Lonnie. And my friend
My
Lonnie was
600 pound
on
one? Yeah.
my 600-pound life. Yes. So we went to a gay bar. We went to Rainbow Lounge,
Oh, good.
RIP Rainbow Lounge,
Yeah.
in Fort Worth. And I go outside. I am tripping on Molly. Okay. I
As
am
one does.
fucked up. And, those were the
Those were
days.
the days.
So I'm gonna go outside and I'm
B,
sitting
don't
out because I
listen to
just need a break
mommy.
off the
Don't
heels
listen
and
to
everything.
mommy, B. Don't make those.
No, cautionary tale. Don't be like mommy. So I go outside and I sit down at a table and I'm smoking a cigarette. And Frenchie, who I do not realize it's
'Cause-
Frenchie at this moment, she sits down next to me and she asks me for a lighter because she
Okay.
has a joint in her hand. And I'm like, "You gonna share that, girl?" And she's like, "You got a lighter? Yeah, I'll share it." So I give her the lighter and we start passing it back and forth. And I'm like, you know, you look a lot like Frenchie from American Idol. And she's like, "I am Frenchie from American Idol." And cut to me turning over my shoulder, just calling her out. I mean, she was there
Yeah.
to make an appearance. Like everybody, I was the only
Because you
person in
were.
the club that didn't know
Well,
that she was there
are you
because I was
sure
tripping
she
on
was
Molly and I was
there?
outside
Like, are
also.
you sure she wouldn't? Okay.
I'm
Okay. As
positive, and
long
I
as it
have a
wasn't, I was
picture.
gonna say, you sure it
I
wasn't
have
a
a picture.
hallucination? Because one time Scooby Doo came through my
No, no, no.
bedroom window when I was tripping
100% it
balls.
was
So I
there.
just want to make sure you're solid. Okay.
No, there is photographic
Okay.
evidence of me and Frenchie at that night, and my eyes
Oh,
are
I'm sure.
bright
Yeah.
red in the
You're
picture because
fucking,
my pupils are so
at that point,
dilated.
you're
I'm just like,
inhabited by somebody else at that point. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So that was the night that I met Frenchie.
So,
Yeah,
well,
it
damn
was
it.
fun.
Maybe you should have been on American Idol. Then you wouldn't be my friend because you'd be like, "What's up, Carrie Underwood?" Or I know Carrie Underwood. Stop calling me Carrie Underwood.
I don't know if Carrie Underwood. I don't think I would go like Hollywood on
Thank
you. I'd
you.
take you with me.
Everybody needs an
You'd be my
assistant.
manager.
I will. Yeah, my kid will pick up your
Yeah,
dog's poop.
I get you.
Thank
I'll
you.
get you that
Appreciate
ten
it.
percent.
Take that, Simon Cowell.
Mm-hmm.
In your face.
Yeah, fuck you, Simon. Even though Simon talent.
Katy Perry is retiring as her American Idol judge after 7 years. So she said it on Flick.
Like no.
Ooh.
Well,
Well,
let's
so
wrap
we
up then.
have
I hate those basic
basic
target
target. Amy
bitches.
was gonna go to jail yesterday, y'all. Y'all don't even know.
I was. I was. Y'all don't even know. Yeah. So we're standing outside the dressing room. Yeah, dumbass. We're standing outside the dressing room, and there's no dressing rooms available. So we're standing there, and like I made a comment. I'm just like, God, what the hell is taking so long? Like seriously, because we had been out there for a hot minute, and nobody even came out to like even like look in the mirror or anything. So I'm just like, yeah, we're standing here. And this was before V even went into the dressing room. So like this was like 15, 20
Okay.
minutes prior to. So I'm standing there and I'm already irritated because we've had to wait so long. And then this Stanley Cup toting freaking Lululemon wearing snatch and a half. She comes out and she just says over her shoulder as she's tossing her hair, "There's a room available." And
Bitch,
I'm
I'll
like,
cut
"Oh,
you. You
bitch.
need to watch your
If my child
tone.
wasn't here right now."
Watch your
Oh,
tone, girl. We
yeah.
gangsta. You need to watch
And
your
so
tone. You
I was
don't
just
talk to
like,
my guy
"Nope,
like that.
I'm here." Yeah, you
You
don't
know
know
her
where
life.
I'm. You don't
You
know
know where
me.
we're from. You don't
You
know
don't
what
know me,
set we be
Joe. You don't
repping.
know me, Joe.
Yeah.
Yep. So, yeah, I hate those basic ass Target bitches. They want to throw their attitude, and we weren't even at the nice
Ugh.
Target. So I don't know where her attitude was coming from. We weren't even at the nice Target. The dollar
Because
spot
she
wasn't
probably
hitting
goes to the
like
shitty
the dressing
Walmart and she's
room.
like, look at me. I'm at Target. Yeah.
She thinks she's
I'm
better.
gonna go get a
I'm just like, you know what?
Starbies.
I have earned my right to choose between going to Target and Walmart. I chose what I thought was the better of the two because I could have gotten
Yeah.
this energy at Walmart. So take your Stanley Cup
Yeah.
and kick rocks. I got
Well,
jeans to try on, or rather, my
you could have,
14-year-old
instead of
does.
Lululemon, like I said, it would have been Walmartian. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what we
Walmartian.
decided Walmart's
Yeah.
clothes are.
But she was with two like vapid looking little teenagers
Uh,
too, with their, vintage Aeropostale, crop t-shirts. And, I was just like, just get, and they were shopping for
oh, take your
swimsuits too. And I'm
skinny
like, bitch,
fucking
it's
bitches
60 degrees
on.
outside.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna squeeze all
So,
of this into a
yeah,
swimsuit in
to
fucking May 24th. That's how we're doing it. Yeah.
make you look at it.
Well, I hate that.
I'm gonna take my cover
Maybe.
up off. Mama's getting a
Yeah.
tan this year.
Ain't nobody got a broken
I'm afraid
finger.
you might burst into
Look,
flame.
I'm
You're
so
so
pale,
freaking
but I
white.
will be tan as shit come summertime because this year, like, God, I hope I don't break a finger or anything. I'm really kind of worried about like the temperature of our neighborhood pool. This is so like a Karen problem, but it's been so cold. It's been so cold that like last
Mhm.
year it was same thing. Our pool didn't warm up where like an adult, because kids can go in it and they turn blue and they're fine. You don't feel temperatures when you're a child. But when you're an
Mhm.
adult, you're like, fuck all of that. Fuck all of that. Yeah.
Yeah, it hurts.
But
It
I will
hurts
go
to
lay
be in
out
here.
and I
Yeah.
will roast myself like a rotisserie chicken and try to get skin cancer. So,
Mhm. We have the opposite problem here. Our pools feel like
oh, I'm
bath
sure.
water.
Yeah.
Like if you go late enough in the day, it's warm. Like it's almost the same temperature. Like you don't even feel like it's not refreshing at all. Like I will get in and just kind of like get myself wet and then I'll get out and just like
Oh,
cool off
yeah.
that way. Just like let the air hit my wet skin and I'll lay out. But yeah,
See,
it's not
I'm such a
refreshing at
pussy when
all.
it comes to cold water that I will sit far enough away where nobody
Me
can
too.
splash me. And then I will have Kevin, like, get
Mhm.
wet, like, get his hands wet and, like, rub it on me. And that's like, "Don't drip on me. Don't try to hug me. Like, I'm full, like, feed me grapes kind of shit. Like, I'm not getting in that water.
I'm
Don't,
the
because 'cause I'm
same
just a
way.
huge pussy."
Eric will pull He'll pull like one of like the patio tables around the pool with the umbrella. He'll pull it over to like the corner of the pool so that we can
Oh,
sit
nice.
in the shade and also sit in the
We
pool.
have a pergola, so that's, like, the only, unless you put, like, because ours has, like, a little storage shed slash bathroom that you can go, and then we have, like, a pergola thing, and it just is kind of like a fight to get a spot in the shade most of the time. So that's, yeah,
Mhm.
but, like, I'll go and I'll lay,
Yeah.
and it's a fight to get, like, a chase lounge too. Like, I told Kevin, I think I'm just gonna buy my own and start doing it that
Yeah.
way.
We like have
Yeah.
to call ahead. Do you want to know what my mother wants to go do when
What?
they
Go to the
get
outlet
here?
malls?
They want to fucking A. She wants to go to the fucking
I'm fucking psychic.
She's she wants to go to the fucking
But don't
anthropology
they have
outlet.
outlet
And I'm
malls
just like,
in DFW?
yeah, but I guess they don't have it. I guess they don't have an anthropology outlet. I don't know. But I'm like, yeah, sure. It's 20 minutes in the other
Why the fuck
direction, but
not?
yeah, we can
Yeah,
go to the whatever. It's
hate
your
that.
vacation, Alzheimer
Yeah.
patient. It's fine.
You won't remember you were
It's
there
your
anyway,
Alzheimer
so
vacation.
too soon.
Yeah, it's fine. Well, I'm just gonna take you to Pier 1.
Pier
It's
what
be
is still
fine.
a thing?
You'll never know.
Okay. Even me.
What about you? Do you
I
hate
hate
anything? What
my
do you hate?
body this week. I've just been sick for like a week and a half, and then I'm not a fan. Like,
Um,
I had the whole titty thing. I've got to get genetic testing and all that. So I just hate this week, and I hate the weather.
um, were you the last one in the house to get
I was
the
number
strep?
3. Rylan
Has
and Kevin
everybody had?
haven't gotten it yet.
Okay.
Rylan's been kinda run down and tired. Kevin, God, I hope he doesn't get it because my life will be fucking over. Man flu. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you might as well call into work if
Yeah.
Kevin gets
I
it
haven't
because
had
you know how
strep
men
throat
are
since
when
I
they
was,
get
like,
sick.
16. Yeah,
It's
because
the
it's not just
worst.
my throat,
Strep
but
throat
I'm
is the worst.
snotty, my body hurts. I'm on antibiotics,
Mhm.
and I'm on cold medicine, and I'm on allergy medicine. So I'm all doped
Well,
up
that's why
right
you're in
now.
such a good
I'm
mood.
fucking exhausted. I'm so tired. I'm so tired.
Aw.
I
And
know,
yet here you
trooping it
are
through. You're
doing
welcome,
the
Savage
podcast like a
7. That's why I look
trooper.
tired, because I don't even think I have
I
mascara or
appreciate
anything on this
you.
eye. My eyes are swollen.
I did put a little mascara
I
on.
haven't washed my hair in 4 days. I'm okay with it. Who is your dumbass of the week? Do you have one?
I do. My dumbass of the week. Hold on, I had to make some notes. Yep, he's a dumbass. His name is Judge Robert
Tell
Adrian
us
of Illinois.
everything.
He there was a little there I'm not gonna tell you her name just because she's not a minor anymore, but I don't
Okay.
remember what her name is, but she was 16 at the time. She was sexually assaulted at a party by then 18-year-old Drew Clinton. Now that's enough of a dumbass to
Okay.
sexually assault somebody. In Illinois, the minimum sentence for sexual assault is 4 years. Um, and at his trial, he was
Okay.
found guilty. However, at his sentencing, the judge decided that he was going to reverse his ruling and the verdict and rule that this Drew Clinton rapist of this little 16-year-old it was not guilty. And what he said was there was no way for what happened in this case that this teenager should go to the Department of Corrections. I will not do that. He then stated that the 148 days, or just under 5 months, oh, poor boy, that he spent in jail was plenty of punishment. And he reversed his verdict despite the fact that there was no new evidence introduced at the hearing to support
What the
reversing.
fuck?
He has since been removed
Good. Fuck
from the
that guy.
bench for being a fucking
Literally.
dumbass.
The fuck.
So, yeah.
Oh my
And
god.
he is he has all of the symptoms of someone who
Oh.
was paid off. This reeks of that, what's his name, the boys will be boys
Mhm.
swimmer, Stanford swimmer. Like, it was
Yeah.
5
Which
months. Are
she's
you
gonna deal with
fucking
that
kidding
shit for
me? There's people
whole
in Rikers that
fucking
have been there
life.
for years without a
That's
trial. So what she said was, and this may be triggering, she did go to a party. She drank, and she said that she passed out, and when she woke up, she had a pillow over her face, and
oh,
she
that
felt the
poor
act
thing.
happening. Yeah. So can you imagine how that
Yeah.
would feel to go and get your retribution
And
and
then
your
have it snatched away
justice,
from
and
you.
then you go back, have it just taken away? And what he said was, in this interview, the judge, this fucking dumbass judge, said that he didn't believe her. And I was just like, are
And that
you
is what's wrong
fucking
with
kidding
society.
me?
That is what's wrong with society is that
Yes.
because he doesn't because he's a
Yep.
dumbass, like we said, he's a piece of shit. And it's that whole allowance that
Mm-hmm.
we see time and again that men make allowances for one another, and it's always the woman's fault. And yes, like we have said, I don't know how ad
Mm-hmm.
nauseum, there are women who cry wolf. We will admit that. But Jesus
Yes.
fucking Christ, the amount of
Mm-hmm.
people that don't cry wolf, asinine.
Yeah.
Blows the fucking mind.
Astronomically
I hate
more
that.
than the ones that, are
Fucking
just
hate
doing it for
that.
attention. Yeah. So he's actually under board
Good.
review. I
Fuck that
think
guy.
that he's been removed from the bench. He will most likely lose his law license and will not ever be able to practice law
Karma
again. So
is a bitch.
congratulations.
He's not just a guy on the Chiefs.
Congratulations. I
Well, he
forget
doesn't
what your
deserve
name
it.
is.
He doesn't deserve it. All your time.
Judge
Yeah, fuck
Robert
that guy.
Adrian.
Dumbass of the
You're the
week.
dumbass of the
Yep.
week. Yeah, fuck him.
The Karens are
Fuck him.
surprisingly not complaining about anything. At least not like this. Do we have any self-care reminders?
I've just, I thought about something yesterday, and I'm probably going to do a TikTok on it, but I was thinking about like
Okay.
love languages, and it was mostly, and I've kind of like made the association with my self-care. And there's this lady that I've been watching. Her name is Nikki, and her channel is
Okay.
Operation Nikki, and she does like cleaning, ASMR, self-care stuff. And she's one of those with like the aesthetic, like
Okay.
everything matches. So like I've kind of like gotten into my aesthetic era, so everything in my bathroom is now purple. And but she talks about how like self-care, like you have to
Yeah.
fill your cup, because you can't
Yeah.
pour from an empty cup. And that speaks for a lot of things, like faith, your own, self-worth and all of that. And Eric was having a really rough day yesterday. I think, a chemical imbalance. He broke his phone. He had a really long day at work. It was just, one thing after another. He was just having a day. So it was like, okay, well, I need to just speak my love languages. And all of the love languages are my love languages. I love giving gifts. I love, positive affirmations. I love acts of service. I love all of that stuff. I'm like all encompassing. And I started thinking to myself, I don't do this for
Yeah.
myself enough. Like, why am I not speaking my love languages
That's a
to
good idea.
myself? So that's kind of, yeah, so that was kind of like my little reminder, like you have to fill that self-care cup so that you have that care to give to other people. So it's just like remind you and all and the savage seven, to speak your love languages to yourself. Buy yourself that pair of shoes or that purse, because that is an act
Yeah.
of service or a gift giving for yourself. And just because you're buying it for yourself doesn't make it any less of a gift. To, say good things to yourself
Yeah.
about yourself, and do those acts of service, like self-care and all of that. So it's wildly positive for someone like me, but it kind of like made a light bulb go off in my
Yeah.
head. And like, I speak all these love languages to everybody in my life because I love them. I need to speak those love languages to
So yeah,
myself
so
also. So
you're
that's
basically
my
saying like do
reminder.
something that makes yourself feel good. Like it just whatever it is. It doesn't have to be something
Yes.
monetary just because I think that's where I get stuck is I need to do something like I went and got my nails done. I need to start thinking of
Your
they're
nails look
so
really
long.
good,
Do you
by the
see
way.
that? They're purple.
They
I
look
like
good.
it.
I
I'm
like
a
them.
fan.
I
I
know.
know.
It's
But
so good.
I need to get in the habit of doing something that is like a feel good, like you said. Like I need to stop just thinking, okay, I need to go get a facial or I need to do this or I need to do that. I just need to do something that serves me because I serve so many people and I do so
Mhm.
many things because like Kevin has kind of started to give me shit like, oh, you're recording. You're doing this is the one thing a week I do that is solely for me, you know?
Yeah.
Like I don't give a shit if nobody ever
Mhm.
listens. Like this is solely for us. And I think that that's one thing that
Yeah.
especially as like a wife and a mother or a significant other and a mother or a parent or whatever you are, um, you empty yourself on a daily basis because you're living for other people. And I think now I'm in my like
Mhm.
treat yourself era where it's like it's about me. Like I'm not
Yeah.
I still love and I care for my family and I want to do things for them, but that is no longer like my end all be all, as selfish as that sounds. Like I'm not going to allow
Mhm.
any longer for like people's bad moods to affect my mood. If I'm having a good day and you're in a shitty mood, I'm so sorry, but like don't put that on me. Like you need to learn your own coping
Keep that shit over
skills
there.
to deal with yourself because I've figured
Mhm.
out like I can't fix other people's problems. I think I've spent so much time trying to fix other people's
Yeah.
problems that it started to weigh on me. And I think that's my self-care is like put yourself
Mhm.
first. Not all the time. Don't be a selfish dick,
Mhm.
but like put yourself first every once in a
Yeah.
while. So,
Yeah. And just even if it's just, like I've been trying to take like just a little bit of time out of my day, just to do something for myself, even if it's just curling up on the couch
yeah.
with the puppy for 15 minutes, just just to get some puppy snuggles. But here lately I've been able to spend a lot of time like taking care of my
Good.
skin, and just spending time by my and I actually had to explain to Eric because like he was going to bed early and I was like having my me time, and he could tell that I was just like kind of disappointed, and I was just like, "Oh, you're going to bed? Okay." Because like, and I'm sure you understand, there is nowhere in this room
House
that
is
is
just your space.
in this
Yeah.
house that's just mine. It's just mine. Like I share a bedroom with, and I swear to God, if he says that that kitchen
Oh,
is mine, then he can get fucked. I'll
sorry.
never cook again.
Um, go
But
outside and
there's
mow the
nowhere that's
yard,
just
sir.
mine.
Oh wait, y'all live in an apartment.
Yeah. Yeah. Go
Yeah.
outside and look at the grass. But it's like when I do like take my bubble baths, when I watch Drag Race or I do my skincare, I like to
Yeah.
be alone because that's my time when I can recharge that social battery. And I had to explain that to him the other day. I was just like, it's not that I mind being in the room with you, it's that I need that time by
Yeah.
myself, just to be by myself. And if I want to talk to myself in the mirror about
Mind
you,
your
I would like to
business.
be able to free to do that
We
instead of
we
you
ain't
looking
talking
over
to
your shoulder and
you.
go, "What'd you
We ain't
say? What are
talking
you
to you.
talking about?" Yeah, we ain't
We ain't
talking to
talking
you. We
about
talking
you. We
about
ain't
you. We
talking
ain't
to
talking to
you.
you.
Yeah. That's kind of
Yeah.
how
So,
I love the house by my I love having the house to myself. It's not the same when
oh
everybody's at
yeah.
school and work and I'm working because this room is like the one
Mhm.
room that is my room because I work here all day. But it's not like it's my
Mhm.
bitch barn that I'm kicking back watching TV chilling in because I have no space Because if I go in the bedroom, Kevin follows me in the bedroom. If I go in the living room, Kevin follows me in the I have no
Mhm.
alone time, and there are times where if I have
Mhm.
10 minutes after I drop the boys off at school, before I have to come downstairs and go to work, that I can just sit on the couch in the quiet, I love it. I love it.
Mhm. I've been sitting in the car when I get home, like, just sitting in the car for, like, 10 minutes,
Yeah.
just, like, scrolling. You know, like, I'm close
Yeah.
enough to the
Your
house that
house
I can get the
adjacent.
Wi-Fi,
Yeah.
and I'm just like yeah, I'm just in the car, just decompressing, basically, like, it's my
Yeah.
transitional phase between the car
Yeah.
and the house. So, yeah, just I absolutely love my family. I would take a bullet for any of them in the face. Well, maybe not Eric in
I
the
would take
face,
one in,
but,
like, in the
for the
leg
kids,
for in
absolutely.
the leg.
Yeah. Just, like, not
The
like a
kids,
major
I
artery,
would die for the
because
kids. Leg
I would die
leg
for the
for the
kids, for
husband.
sure.
Eh, like,
Like,
arm,
maybe a shoulder,
that's I just don't
arm.
wanna be hurt for, like, a long time.
Don't just the
Just
face
leave
and the
well,
boobs, just
take that once yeah.
leave the goodies.
Am I getting new ones? Am I getting new ones? That's the question.
If I
Yeah.
can get some
But
new
that's one thing
ones,
I too
yeah.
is I realized this
Yeah,
week is
just,
I have to remember Kevin needs that time outlet too. Like that's one thing I've really been kind of like encouraging him because like on my way home today, I needed to get gas, but I
mhm,
didn't have time to stop and get gas and be able to make it to this. So he was nice enough. He would fill my car and he's like, I'm gonna go to Hobby Lobby and see if there's something that I would like to do. I was like, go. Like I have to remember too, like I want to have my space, but like I also have got to help him encourage,
mhm.
not do it for him, but encourage him to find something for
Yeah,
him so he can fill
encourage
his
him
own
to do
cup
it for
because
himself, yeah.
he can't live for me and like live through me. He's got to do it for himself. And I think he does not pick that
Mhm,
up. And I think that's one
yeah.
thing he probably needs to, not that he'll listen to this, but he needs to. We know what he's talking about.
Maybe you should get him some
Oh yeah.
skincare.
I bought him that like mint oil stuff we talked about for his head. I put it on my head and it was way too oily for my hair, but he's using it to see how it goes. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me know
Okay.
how it
Well, where can we
goes.
find you on social media?
I am OG Mary Mother 420 on TikTok. I am at
Whoop, whoop. There you
776
go.
followers. We're getting there. Want to get it to 1,000 so
Hell
that we can go
yeah.
live
Yeah,
because
we
we're some
is.
funny bitches and you guys would love it. Mary Mother 420 on Instagram and Mean
And
Mommy
I
Life
am
on
mama
YouTube.
underscore
What about
Missy82
you?
on TikTok. Go check out our Manifesto Drama podcast Instagram. Watch our Manifesto Drama videos on YouTube. Like and subscribe if you guys are listening to us on Spotify, Apple, whatever. Like and subscribe. It really helps us out a whole lot. Or subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube. And we just appreciate you guys. Leave us a comment. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you don't like.
And if you
I
don't
don't give a
like it,
shit.
well
Yeah,
then fuck it.
that's
I
nice.
don't give
Good
a
for
shit
you.
either.
Yeah, we do it for
We don't do
us.
this for you.
Oh
We're
my
so
gosh.
welcoming. If
You
you
can
like
sit
us,
with
then you're
us.
like
Yeah.
us.
If you
Okay?
don't
So
like
you're not
us,
yeah, you can sit with
you'll like
us.
us eventually. All right. So
Yeah.
good talking, friend. Have
It
a
was
good
good
week.
talking to you, friend. You
Bye.
too. Bye.